Hello and welcome to Game On TV. I welcome you to this weekend's fixture. We are going to talk about the Premier League charge. And here we are going to talk about Liverpool and Manchester City specifically for the title. It is the home stretch of the Premier League, and we are going to see who is coming into this home stretch with the right mentality and whose mentality has been frustrated. If I look at Manchester City, the previous game they've played against Real Madrid, they have been disappointed, and I don't know what is going to happen to their mentality when they come to the Premier League this weekend vis-a-vis Liverpool, who have played very, very well and they have proceeded to the final. I don't know also if they are going to carry the mentality to the Premier League or they are going to slip like they did during Steven Gerrard's reign in 2013-2014 season, when Steven Gerrard slipped and let the title go to Manchester City. But today in my studio I have my guest and I would like to begin from the red corner.
I'm Caleb Miruni.
And in the blue corner.
Yeah, the Atta Israel, aka the Blue Kenyan.
Welcome to the studio, and I am your host, Alkinyo. So let us begin with Manchester City. Manchester City have endured a hitch in their surge to the UEFA Champions League final, which has seen them get frustrated at the 90th minute when they had scored visibly a winning goal, but Real Madrid pounced back and devoured them and shattered their dreams of reaching the UEFA Champions League final. Now this weekend, as they head into the Premier League, they are going into the match with a very, very broken heart. I would like my guests today to make a comment, each one of them to tell our viewers, our esteemed viewers, what they feel about this Manchester City mentality as they head into the title charge, or will they slip and Liverpool take over? Please, let me begin with you, Mr. Kenyan, Blue Kenyan.
Thank you. I would like first to say I really feel for Man City, for the loss, the kind the way they lost the match. It was very, very painful for any player. And anyway, they are seasoned professionals. I expect them to pick themselves up, because they also know they don't have time to sleep. The league is at the home stretch, as you said, so they need to really pick themselves up immediately and carry on with the charge for the league. Otherwise, Liverpool will just pass by them if they let the loss affect them. So I think Pep has to really motivate his players, and those who are not mentally ready to step back on the pitch, he should rest them, and he has a big enough squad to do that. So I expect them to pick themselves back.
The Kenyan corporate, you are a Reds fan, and I believe in this case you have come to the studio highly elated, given that you beat a dwindling team in Villarreal in the previous fixture. Do you think you are going to carry the momentum to the weekend Premier League fixture against Tottenham Hotspur, which is led by the enigma Antonio Conte, who has been known by his pragmatic approach of the game, given that he's going to meet a very, very, very good team in Liverpool? Do you think he's going to let you pass through with your elation?
First of all, I want to congratulate Villarreal for their good play. I know you have used the word dwindling team, but Villarreal is actually a good team. They played good football, but Liverpool was just too strong for them. Again, I expect, as a Liverpool fan, I expect Man City to be affected mentally by the game. Of course, that will work for us.
Your prayer, that is?
That's our prayer.
Okay.
But considering our game against Tottenham, and we are playing Tottenham, and then after that we are playing Aston Villa, they are quite hard matches, I can say, but they are very winnable with the Liverpool current form. So I expect the boys to carry themselves with the same momentum and win both the games. There's no chance for us to lose points at this moment.
But we have seen in the past some players, they tend to lose themselves when they are in good form and they feel like they are scoring. They tend to forget that it is it can easily get them away. They can get carried away and forget that they have to work very, very hard to the end. And to me, I feel every game for Manchester City and Liverpool is a final. They need to approach it as if it were a final for them to actually finish strong. Don't you feel like these players are going to be carried away by the win and they are being in actually all the possible competition that there is today? is going to give them something like an obvious kind of approach so that they come into the game with laxity?
I think Klopp has made it clear that Liverpool this time has a chance and is going for the quadruple. So above everything else, that should be the motivation for Liverpool, that if you want to win the quadruple, then you have to win every game. You have to concentrate on every game. Every game is a final to us, the way you have said. So I expect the boys to keep the composure, to keep the focus. And as we have seen in the previous matches, there's no chance that Liverpool is going to lose focus in any of the matches.
Okay, very well. There is no chance that Liverpool is going to lose the focus.
Yes.
Those are the words from the Kenyan Copite. Yeah. But I want to ask my good friend from the blue corner, Arthur, do you think that every game that is now remaining for Liverpool and Manchester City is going to be a walk in the park, given that you people are the top cream today as we speak in the Premier League, and the rest of the teams are looked at as participants? Do you think it is going to be very easy, or you feel like Manchester City is going to be affected, as you've already commented?
First of all, the Premier League is not an easy league. That's what I'll say. So there's no easy game in the Premier League. Maybe sometimes the games can be fair when you compare, teams in terms of quality and the quality of the fixture and the quality of the players. But the fixtures are always tough, and for now they know they don't even need to be reminded. The two squads know each game is a final. It does not matter whether you are playing Norwich or you are playing Aston Villa or Tottenham or Chelsea. Each fixture is very important. But I feel for Liverpool this game week, they have Tottenham is a very strong team, and Conte is a defensive coach, so he will come to try and stop Tottenham from to stop Liverpool from nicking the points. And if he's able to do that, and they give them one chance, you know what Son will do. He's in great form.
Son, you mean, is a very, very great player. We have seen that, and also if you look at the statistics, Conte has won many points since he came in the Premier League. He's only behind Manchester City and Liverpool, I think, since he came in, and yes, therefore we are hoping that the match is going to be very, very competitive. Yeah. So Liverpool have to meander what I call the interstices of the remaining games for them to clinch the title, so that they can match Manchester United, who are the all-time Premier League holders, although this season they are looking like a rained-on lion. Aye. And we don't understand what is really happening with Manchester United.
How can you even mention?
But let us not talk about Manchester United.
How can you mention
United
them
right
in
now.
the same sentence with Liverpool?
You want the director to cut us off. You want the show to end.
The show will not end. We are just touching, using them as an example on both fronts.
I can see it's not
as the all-time Premier League title holders, and also as a team that has failed their fans this season. But anyway, let us not really talk about them, because they don't affect anything when it comes to the Premier League title this season. Let us focus on the top four and those ones who are going to win the league. Therefore, the Liverpool and Manchester United and Manchester City fans, we are actually urging you to support your teams, to maintain your focus, so that your team can get the morale that they require to win the league. But these other teams, wait a little bit. We look at Chelsea. Chelsea is a team that has had what I call the higi-haga of the footballing season this year, given the embargo that they have been put upon with the reigning, or rather the regime that is governing the United Kingdom, against their footballing activities that they have been doing on day-to-day basis. They have been banned from selling players. They have been banned from purchasing new players. They have been banned from extending contracts. They have virtually been banned from doing all important things affecting the club until a new buyer comes in. I want to get the views from you and to the fans. What are your views about the reason as to why Chelsea is underperforming, and I would call they are misbehaving on the pitch, given the fixtures that we have seen previously? Let me begin with the the Kenyan Copite before we go to the blue Kenyan, because I know he's a Chelsea fan and he's going really to spew a lot of content in regard to Chelsea.
I'll say Chelsea are just not taking their chances in their games. If you watch Chelsea matches, one thing for sure is that they create a lot of chances, but they're not just getting the goals. So it's up to them just to get that killer instinct, the structure to get the killer instinct about scoring the goals. But I don't think there's any problem with how they play their games. They are a good team, they play good football, but the problem is them finishing the last touch and that leads to a goal. That's the problem with Chelsea.
From what I get in that statement is that the finisher is missing. It's the missing piece in the Chelsea team. But Chelsea bought Romelu Lukaku at an exorbitant fee, and everybody expected that he will hit the ground running.
He's now a serial bench warmer.
He's a serial bench warmer. The only thing I've heard from my good friend saying what Lukaku contributes on the pitch is sweating. Now let's go to the blue Kenyan who will tell us, did you buy Lukaku to come to Chelsea to sweat a lot or to contribute to goals? Because from other Chelsea fans, they have been belaboring that Lukaku sweats more than he scores. What do you have to say about that?
You are killing me, guys. Lukaku, we bought him to score the goals, but things have not gone well for him. And he's not the first one. Strikers have struggled at Chelsea. I expect next season, if he doesn't sort himself out next season, we ship him out. But I think Chelsea's problem is it's not about taking the chances as he says. You know, football it's not all in the field. There are some other dynamics also that affect players, and something like the embargo that you mentioned, it's something very, very crucial to the club. Players are uncertain about their futures, about the club. You know, there's some rumors if the takeover is not yet done by next month, I think around 9th next month, Chelsea might not be in the league. And such things, they affect players' mind to perform. Also, Chilwell and James have been out for quite some time, and they are very crucial players to Tuchel's system. That's when Chelsea started falling apart, when they went out.
But irrespective, we have watched Chelsea games like we can see in the previous match when they were playing against Everton. They missed a lot of chances. Like if you see Kai Havertz missing a header, and it was just a sitter. He missed scoring such a goal, which was very, very significant, and it led to the team losing. Although in our previous episode we say that they were a hungry lion, and therefore they were going to devour that Everton team, but unfortunately they were devoured themselves. They expected results went unexpected. But Lukaku has been missing his scoring boots for a period of on now, and we really don't understand why as football fanatics. But I feel there were some comments he made about Inter Milan that he wishes he were in Inter Milan rather than he is in Chelsea. And since then, his form disappeared, and even the manager saw his mentality was not correct, and he has been missing from the starting 11. He retreated to the bench. Do you think, or do you feel that talk or that public declaration of Lukaku affected his mindset about Chelsea?
Yeah, it definitely did, because what that talk did, it turned the fans against him. The fans have been booing him since then, and you know it affects you as a player, because people who are supposed to cheer you are booing you. So it can be one of the reasons why he's performing badly. But also there are some reports, you know, that he's not adapted to the high pressing football tactics by Mr. Tuchel, where he's supposed to run. You know, in Inter he used mainly to be a target man, just receives the ball. But right now they are asking him to do different things which he's struggling to do.
Lukaku, I don't think if that would be the best way to defend him, because he has been in the Premier League for a long time. He was with Chelsea. Chelsea is the team that brought him to the Premier League. He was loaned to West Bromwich Albion, where he scored around 17 goals in a season, which prompted Everton to buy him, and he scored many goals in Everton, which again prompted Manchester United to buy him at an exorbitant fee, and he went on to perform quite well in the Premier League. When he was in Manchester United, he went finally to Inter Milan and back to Chelsea. I think his mentality is not right. But anyway, that said and done, there is also another top 4 team that is really in good form in Arsenal. Do you feel that Arsenal is going to put pressure on Chelsea when it comes to the 3rd position? Because we now can see that it is only 3 points between them. Kenyan Copite, what do you feel about this Arsenal pressing Chelsea or just breathing at the neck of Chelsea?
I'll reaffirm what I said on the last show, that Arsenal now have a clear chance, like I say, 80% chance to finish on the top 4. They are playing good football, and unlike Chelsea, they are getting ways of finishing their matches, getting the 3 points. So I think if Chelsea sleeps for one more match, then Arsenal will take the chance and finish number 3. So it's up to Chelsea now to get their composure back and seal in the number 3. But I think Arsenal also have a chance to finish as number 3.
Blue Kenyan, now the baton lies with your team to finish their chances. But I feel if Chelsea loses and Arsenal wins, Chelsea will still remain in position 3 on goal difference. But Arsenal will really be breathing on their neck. So why would Chelsea wait until now they are level on points and now they escape with only goal difference? What would be your advice to the fans, the manager, and our viewers about the team to maintain their momentum to finish in number 3?
In fact, my advice is not even to all those people you've mentioned. My advice is to the players. They need to get 6 points out of the next 2 games to make sure that we are guaranteed as the number 3 position, because we have that 3-point gap with Arsenal. That's what they need to do, to make sure they get the 3 points in Leeds and in Wolves.
Leeds and Wolves, but Wolves has proved in the previous to have given Chelsea a lot of headaches when they meet. We are hoping that maybe this time round, given their misbehavior on the pitch, they are going to do something. Thank you very much on that. I think the top 4 journey only lies with those 4 teams that you have mentioned.
What about Manchester United?
Manchester United.
Come on.
Manchester United, maybe if they try very hard,
mathematically they're still on.
They will play in the conference, if not in the Europa League.
Mathematically they're still on the top 4.
But they only have 2 games remaining. They have played 2 matches ahead of the rest.
You guys are just trying to infuriate the director. I don't know why you are mentioning Manchester.
We can't dismiss them, but until it's mathematically impossible for them to.
You are saying it is not over until it is over. That's what you are saying.
Yeah.
Very well, Manchester United. There you have it. We will wait to see whether it is not over until it is over. It is up to you to decide. But for the rest of my guests in my studio, they feel it is done and you are dusted. You are going to play conference, and that is it.
See you next season.
Maybe next season when new manager takes over, we will welcome you to the top 4, and probably you will be making your fans very happy. However, there are teams that are going to be relegated, and some are still battling the relegation. They are the toughest teams to face in this period of time, especially when they are facing or they are playing against a team that is fighting for top 4. It is really a thrilling game, what somebody called a thriller. I would like to hear your comments about Burnley, given their form, Aston Villa, Leeds, Everton, because they are the teams, some of those teams are the ones that are at the relegation, and they are playing teams that are mid-table, and those who are fighting to play in the Champions League and in the Europa League and the UEFA Conference League. What are your views about a team like Burnley?
Burnley will survive relegation as I see it right now. They are beaten in the last 4 games. They are winning the games. Now I think Burnley will survive the relegation battle. But looking at other teams like Everton depends. Will they carry the momentum from the Chelsea game to the next game? If they will, then they have a chance, because the remaining fixtures, it's in their hands. It's winnable. They are playing teams like Watford. They are playing teams like relegated Norwich. They are playing Leicester, which is not in good form. So I expect Burnley and Everton to pull out of the relegation zone.
So Burnley and Everton will survive, according to the Kenyan Copite. Blue Kenyan, what will be your last, as we end the show there, what will be your comment about these teams that are facing the relegation battle?
For me, I'll still retain my opinion that Burnley might be the ones to go, simply because when you look at Leeds, Everton and Burnley, I think Burnley is at a disadvantage because the Leeds and Everton have at least 2 games this match week, where the Fantasy Premier League players, which is commonly known in Fantasy Premier League as a double game week, where they compensate for their game in hand, which if they're able to get the points from these 2 games, then I think it will boost them.
They will survive.
Yes.
There you have it, our viewers. We welcome you and we thank you for staying on until this time. We ask you to subscribe and share and like our channel for more and many good videos like this ones to come by. Thank you very much. Cheers.